Welcome to the Modest Sports Show, home of your college athlete, where we are player-led and player-focused. I'm your host, Corey. And guys, tonight, I know you like this dude, Corey. Very peculiar fellow. But tonight, guys, we're going to buzz through some film. I'm looking at USF versus Florida and how USF was able to come out with the win against that Florida team. Now, I know I'm a little late. It's the Friday before the game. However, better late than never, right, guys? So we're gonna look at this film, but I'm also talk through maybe some other matchups that we're gonna see this weekend. We got some other big games like how Florida may rebound against LSU after coming off that loss from USF. And then we also have USF going into a game against Miami. And USF obviously having beaten two ranked opponents at this point in the season. We are heading into week 3, I want to say, week 3 technically. How is each one of these teams going to be, looking? So I'm excited about this weekend. My current location is Starkville, Mississippi. I kind of been holding on to that caveat for my viewers over these past couple months, but I'm in Starkville, Mississippi. So, with that being said, Mississippi State has a game against Alcorn State this weekend that I'm going to have the privilege of tailgating with some people. So, aside from that, guys, as always, like, comment, subscribe, share this channel around because this is the only place where you're going to get these authentic of takes from someone who actually played. Of course, we have many analysts who played, but the way we dissect the game, the way we talk about the game, our player guests that we bring on the game to help make up the sport is much different than you'll get from any other platform, including your ESPNs, your Fox Sports, and all those good places. So, drop your comments so we can stay in touch, so we can interact and engage with one another. But also go follow us on Instagram, Facebook. Where else are we? Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and that's pretty much it. And then from those you can interact with me personally as well. So I appreciate you guys for all my loyal subscribers, all my loyal fans. I want to add more and continue to build this space up to what I know it can be. So very important that you subscribe, very important that you watch the videos, and very important that you share your opinions. That's always very important. Okay, so tonight, guys, like I mentioned, we're going to be taking a look at this USF game versus Florida and how USF was able to walk away with a W in Gainesville. Okay. USF, just for starters, my opinion of them is Alex Galesh is a pretty good head coach. Now we saw them struggle. We saw them cause Alabama to struggle back in 2023, right? When Nick Saban had to go to Tampa, played them at home. Very wet game, a lot of miscues on the Alabama offense, and it was just a low scoring game, but Alabama survived. They got out of there with the win. Actually, funny to me, everybody talks about when Nick Saban walked off the field and the way he looked. I think it was like going into halftime because of a delay. Just looked like, like he was tired. So, and then you have them playing Alabama last year also in Tuscaloosa, and that game was fairly close down to the wire. Alabama pulled off late in that game, but they struggled through 3 quarters in that game as well. But coming into this season, knock off Boise State in game 1, game 2, handle Florida. So this USF team is very disciplined, very tough in the way that they approach the game. I also say Alex Galesh, I think he has some background coaching in the SEC as offensive coordinator at Tennessee. So he's not new to the game. He's true to the game. So this USF team is really being built from the ground up. I watched a few interviews from him talking about how he recruits and how he's getting guys down there to Tampa. And I feel like it's actually funny, like I said, quick tidbit, how successful that he's been able to be at USF given the current state of college football with NIL, and a lot of guys are being poached from these Group of Five programs to come and play Power Four ball. So it kind of speaks to his, his ability as a recruiter and being able to hang on to guys, retain them, and then also bring guys into the program to keep building on it year after year. And I'm sure he's utilizing the portal as well, but just kind of like I said, speaks to his ability as a coach. So without further ado, right, let's just jump right into this game. So hold on. Okay. Show media control. There we go. All right. So guys, what can I say? What can I say? This just some things that I noted in this game is USF was extremely efficient on third down. Okay. Extremely efficient on third down. That's where they won this game on third down. They only had, I think they had one or two fourth down conversions, but they won this game on third down. And Florida inversely lost this game on third down because they could not get off the field or they couldn't sustain drives. Okay. So let's just get started looking at this, and we'll talk about where they were strong versus where they were weak in the game. Okay. Quarterback run obviously was strong with this guy carrying the rock. And I'll say that like this USF team, for them to be a Group of Five team, they did not look weak in the trenches versus Florida. At no point in time did I uh, feel like they didn't belong in this game. Like these guys got a good push off the offensive line and created, at least for a majority of the time, stalemates to be able to, give the running back some space to operate in. So as we go through this, we just gonna see a lot of this, man. A lot of this. Now I will say, I think an area that Florida had for opportunity playing USF would have been in the pass game, right? So on these situations, okay, on these third and medium situations, right? Obviously here you got a simulated pressure here, and it really looks like we're playing a man concept here, 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 right? And these guys are gonna me that. So if this guy goes here, he'll take that over. If this guy goes here, he'll take that. And it looks like this guy here is locked with his man. So just some areas of opportunity. I feel like this Florida team could have sent way more pressure at USF than it did. Like I said, I think I said this last episode, I got to get me a clicker. Okay. So everybody, this is actually, so we're actually playing a man on this side. He's poaching here, looking for anything. I'm sure, they're pretty much gonna bracket that receiver on this backside, and then here, this is just a true zone. They're zoning. Everybody's zoning off. Okay. And here, as you can see, I mean, this is third and medium, but that Florida defense does a good job at getting off the field and creating some pressure on that defensive front. All right. So, and like I said, I pretty much, the cut up of this tape is more third down situations, just because that was the area of the game that I saw Florida really lose. And I think that played a pivotal role. And when I say third down, a lot of these, or some of these, should I say, were off scheduled third downs. I mean, I think discipline, and like I mentioned with USF and their head coach, Alex Galesh, discipline is something that you can tell is important and serious in the program. And I don't want to say that there's a lack thereof in the Florida program, but I will say that guys obviously not living up to that what they know they're supposed to be doing. Um, Clearly it sets the team back, and they put themselves in these kind of situations when these 3rd and 15s. You're in the high red zone right here, and you trying to punch this ball in, but I think the play prior to this they had a penalty that set them back. So just those type of things, man, that when you're playing these disciplined football teams, you cannot allow a South Florida team to, you know, chip away at you. You got to kill their dreams fast and now. So that's why it's important for Miami. We know how finesse Miami is. Still got have Carson Beck, but also, defensively they've had some falters. So with the way that USF runs the football and as disciplined as they are, I'm interested to see the struggle that or the challenge that they might present Miami. So just something to be on alert for. But that was a good third down stop. I want to make note of this. Let's cue this guy right here. This corner. I love the way he pulls his trigger on this third down. Now, boom. So for my young guys, you playing ball, pull your trigger right now. No hesitation. Get off the field. Go make your money. Look at this. Look at that. Now, get off the field right now. I need you off the field now. So I just love to see good football like this. Love to see it. All right, so here, way to get off the field. So here we got everybody zoning down. Everybody zoning down, and we got this guard pull. Got this guard pull, and Big Boy coming around to clean some stuff up. And he's going to do a good job getting the hat on the hat right here. He does a great job at washing this guy out. But Brown, I forget his name, Brown. And I think Brown would have been okay to give this, even in this short third down situation. And I think this running back still would have picked up that first down. But he decides to keep it. Does a good job getting a head fake in here. Throwing my guy right here off. Throwing him off. Putting his foot in the ground, getting uphill. Getting a few more. Look at the guy go. All right, look at him go. Okay. Another third down situation. Because that's what I was queuing in these cutups. I was really queuing these third downs because these third downs, very important yardage or very important situations. And this is where I really feel like Florida lost this football game was on third down. 3rd and 11, okay? 3rd and 11 right here. Why is this so important, right? Well, because we are, just about midfield. We've already scored the football one time. So on that 3rd and 15, right, hit a quick slant or a skinny post, whatever you want to call it. And 4th down, we kick the field goal. We got some, we're building right here. 3rd and 11, we got to come off the field right here. I need you guys off the field. Come off the field so we can get the ball back, go score a touchdown, and start to kind of put this game away. How did USF beat Florida? This is how. We start in 11 situations. Boom. Right? And I mean, a team like this, and we know how driven the game is by analytics at this point in college football. So if you get a team like USF who's on the road, where we're completely through the first quarter, and we're in the fringe, right? Like we're in the fringe, or like this is a recipe for on 4th down we're gonna go for it. And so here, right, I think they draw a PI, if I'm not mistaken. They draw a flag right here. And then you give that USF team life. You give them life on the third down situation, right? Instead of finishing the play, right? You let them get there on the verge of those sticks. Because if it's 4th and 5, 4th and 6, rather 4th and 2, they're gonna punt that ball. They're gonna short punt it, go on about their business. But they're gonna take a shot now. It's 4th and 2. Throw it up. Let's just see what happens. Draw the PI. Stay on the field. So we're in the first down situation right here. Thought it important to show this play just because this screen game, USF did a great job at running the screen game. Did a tremendous job. As you can see, like I just showed you on that 3rd and 11, right? They picked up 9 yards, making 4th and 2 on the screen game. And there's going to be some other cut ups, some other tapes as I continue to skim through, buzz through this, where you're going to see them also, go to the quick game. And look at this. It's first down. It's first down on 1st and 10. Like, we're keeping the sticks moving. And USF is not trying to, they're not a downfield threat team, right? They're gonna run you, quick game. They keeping everything here. So I feel like, again, like I mentioned earlier in the video, Florida could have did a better job at putting numbers, disguising numbers, creating numbers in the box to help alleviate some of that short yardage stuff that USF was doing. All right. Again, why am I showing this? Look at the D and D. D&D, down and distance. All right, our down and distance here, 2nd and 19. What does that tell me? Without even knowing the play, without even knowing what happened prior, Florida got off schedule. They had a penalty, or what? Had a TFL or something like that. I can't quite remember. I made the cut up, but I can't quite remember. Um, but that's where, again, that's an area of opportunity where, staying on schedule, Florida did not execute properly, put themselves behind the 8 ball, and now we're playing catch up, right? We're 2nd and 19, and now we got guys playing freely on that defensive side of the ball, flying around making plays. Flying around making plays. Let's just watch this guy. Let's watch this corner right here. This guy we're queuing does good job keeping his leverage. Making a play in the backfield, getting up, celebrate, man. That's how you play fast. That's how you play physical. That's how you play disciplined. Now, this right here, this red zone call, high red zone, high red. This was a great play call, man. I think they do a good job taking something away here. Do a good job going quick here now. And then we're coming on this backside with the little tight end wheel. Okay. But I will also say that I think this was even better coverage from this guy to stay on top of this route. I mean, he played this. I don't think he could have played it any better. Look at this. Look how he plays that, right? And of course, this is good on good. And I mean, like, his ability to even stay on top of this route. I mean, it just speaks to his ability for him to stay on top of the route. Um, I like to see it, but just watch him. Like, come on. Now, I do feel like this tight end could have did a better job at running the route and playing the ball a little later. Because, I mean, see. Let's see here. So he's looking he starts to look at the ball. I mean, like what, 3 yards? Like, let's see here. Starts to look at ball. No. I mean, he's only a yard off the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, you got a defender right here. You're trying to beat him to this back pylon or this front pylon. But so I mean, I think his receiver. I think DJ Lagway threw him open right here. He just got to keep running for that ball. Got to keep running for that ball. So D&D, 3rd and 2. Okay, 3rd and 2. And where are we right here? So, I mean, at this point in the game, I'm sure on this last possession that they had right here in this red zone, settle for a field goal. Okay, obviously the scoreboard being 6-3. And then you have USF goes down. They kick a field goal as well. But now we're right here in the low fringe. Okay, on 3rd and 2. And this is another stop. Another stop by this USF defense. Right here. Let's just watch these. Let's watch these interior defensive linemen right here and how they play this. Does a good job at walling. Does a great job at walling this center. Tremendous job. Look at this. Look at his nose. Look at his nose and how he creates this pressure right here in the run game. Look at this guy. Look at that push. He damn near pushes the center into the guard. Look at that. He makes his play. He without a shadow of a doubt makes that play. And that's pretty football. Like, look at this. Hopefully if it win. Yeah, they bottled that up in 3rd and 2. And again, USF, they won 3rd down. 3rd down. Now here we are. Opposite. 3rd and 1 with USF had the ball. And of course, on that last drive, Florida settled for a +3. Again, way too many red zone trips to not be scoring touchdowns against a group of 5 school. Way too many. 3rd down here. Get off the field. We're at midfield. Get off the field if you're Florida. Right here, we got to get off the field. What do? Convert. Not only does he convert, but creates an explosive run. So they're going to right here, they're going to run this simple dart game. Let's go back to it. And the dart is tackle pull. At least that's how I was taught. So when you got this tackle here, pulling, we call that dart. Call that dart. They're going to do that. He does a good job taking his defender out here. Running back is just going to be an athlete, put his foot in the ground, get upfield, make a guy miss. make a guy miss, foot in the ground, dead leg you, and let me get about 15 more. And then let me do my dance. So I mean, this USF team, they had confidence from the jump. They had confidence from the jump. Again, 3rd and 8 situation. 3rd and 8 situation, and you got the quarterback bottled up, right? You make this tackle. So right now they're at the 27-yard line in positive territory. So they're in field goal range, right? At the 27-yard, that's like a 10-37 plus another 7. That's like a 44-yard field goal, right? From right here from this 27-yard line. Okay? It's like a 47-yard field goal. Or excuse me, 44-yard field goal. If you make this tackle right here at the 35, right? You knock them out of field goal range. At least depending on, I'm not sure what the range of this USF kicker was. Okay. But that makes that a 35, 45 plus another 7. That makes that a 52-yard field goal. So, with on the road, with these environments, you got to consider that stuff. But we don't bring him down. And we let him run free and create another explosive run from the pocket. It's just about the finishing. It's about being disciplined, right? Everybody converging. Let's look right here on this film on these third. We're not gonna look at the first initial person to miss the tackle, right? Let's look at everybody else. Okay, so this guy here, he misses the tackle. Okay, so while he's missing the tackle, what is everybody else doing? This guy right here, he's dead. I mean, he's dead, but then he starts loafing. It's a good touchdown saving tackle by what is this? Number 19, I want to say right there. But hey, all right, 1st and 10, okay, to open the second half. First half, things not going right. We're getting off schedule. 3rd down we're not getting off the field on defense on 3rd down. And then for them, and then for us, all we are doing is settling for field goals. Something got to give. Something has to give. So what do we do right here? I love this play. I love this play because these are the best tackles to me from a defender standpoint, because we love to see guys take a stab, right? Essentially stab meaning go to hit the defender or go to hit the ball carrier. Ball carrier doesn't go down, but they also try to reestablish ground to start moving back forward, and then we converge on them like hyenas, and they lose a few more yards than they would if they had went down initially. Get a few extra yards, a few extra hidden yards in there. Love to see that. So that's a great play by that USF defense. Everybody getting to the ball. Everybody getting to the ball. Look at number 8. Big number 8 right here. Look where he started this playoff at. And he was the one that ultimately made the tackle. Look, he going to be right here with this defensive tackle. He's working his moves, getting around, taking on 2 defenders. Look at this. Taking on 2 guys. Taking on 2 guys. Going to keep working, keep working, keep working. Find work, find work, find work. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Find work. That's somebody who out here trying to get it. He trying to get it. Love to see that, man. So yeah, I'm gonna get up and talk my ish. I'm gonna get up, talk my noise. All right. See what we got here. Another third and so not only were we third and 12, peep that. Not only were we third and 12, but we're just getting the ball snapped at like 2 seconds. Unacceptable. Get your play call, run your play lineup. Okay. This is janky. Let's see. Check these guys' alignment out. So honestly, if I'm DJ, I think DJ Lagway here, I think he got to understand leverage. Just because I see they're super heavy over here, right? We got four defenders. I got four defenders right here within 3 yards of each other. Like if you like all of this, probably 3 yards. So if I'm him, I got all this space, right? You got something quick right now, and I think it's just youth, right? Like not always having to. It's like okay, it's third and 12. We got to hit a home run right here because we want to stay on the field, want to keep the drive alive, and we need to build some momentum. But also understand, right? Take what the defense gives you because at the end of the day, it's 12 yards. It's 12 yards. It's not 40. It's 12. So we can, you got to be able to trust your playmakers, get them the ball in space. Because I mean, look, that's his read right now. That is his read right now. And granted, I want to say this was the same guy from earlier who ran that tight end wheel. So if I'm him, you ain't got nobody on you. I need you looking at the ball right now. So just a thought, just an idea. But DJ, like, come on, DJ. You got to see this, bro. You got to see this. They paying you the big bucks to make these throws. These, like, we driving Lamborghinis. Like, we gotta make this throw, bro. I mean, you looking dead at him. You looking dead at him, man. Man, that hurt. That's painful because that's one of them ones right at the end of the game. You don't know what this play becomes, right? He hits him now. This guy could be, I mean, that might be a 40, 50-yard pickup. So I'm sure on film, his coach, and I'm not even a quarterback guy. I'm really not even an offensive guy. I love defensive scheme. But I mean, come on, bro. Like you have got to see that. You have got to see that. I mean, like right now, like Lord. So, that's just I don't want to harp on it, but because I get it, I get it. You in that environment, as far as how you're thinking in the game. I'm sure DJ looked at film and he was like, "Damn, I missed one right here." So I mean, it happens, but you just can't take a sack right there, man. Like, you just cannot take a sack. I don't even. Let me see. I don't even think he was he covered up pre-snap. He was. I mean, he was covered up, but I'm not sure if he again because you're snapping the ball at 2 seconds on the clock. You really probably don't even have time to get a quick pre-snap look of what are we doing because like if so you see this guy here is completely in rush demeanor. He's not even trying to disguise it. Like he's coming for you. So I mean, said hindsight is 2020 for sure, but it's part of NIL, part of transfer portal. There's an expect. I was talking to a coach the other day about a player, right? And he told me verbatim that we did not bring this guy up here to sit on the bench or to not play. We brought this guy here because we're paying him and we want to see him make plays. So, you know, kids at the end of the day, I get it, but with great, how does the saying go? With great responsibility comes great reward, or vice versa. So understand these things, guys. All right, let's try to hurry up and buzz through this because I don't want my laptop to die before I close it out. First down situation, and these are the throws where we try to do too much. These are the throws where we try to do too much. And, you know, yeah, I'm sure that's another painful one to watch on TV. 2nd and 14, so we're off schedule again. This USF defense, they just do a good job at understanding down and distance. Because where they're making tackles at after catch, do a great job. 2nd and 14, or excuse me, that was a 2nd and 14, but then you got a 3rd and 7 right here. DJ, need you to see this. Need you to hit that right now. What are we waiting on, man? Trust your eyes. Trust your eyes, and I think, just understand your progressions too. Just understand your progressions, trust your eyes, know what you're looking at, know your coverage. Because, this is essentially, and I'm not saying that it was designed this way, but just based on his depth, the depth that he's playing at, this is going to be a natural little rub. You got this coming? Hit that now. Hit that now. He's picking up this first down. He is picking up this first down. Hit that now. Tries to do it with his legs. And DJ Lagway, I think he's a great football player. But in that situation, man, it's just not happening. This was a quick play. They caught him sleeping right here. Caught him sleeping. This was led to a touchdown. But we can look at it from this angle just quickly. My guy right here, come make this play. It's one of them, man. And that's the thing. As a player, I used to, and I probably didn't take it to heart like I should have, just looking back at my playing career. But man, you sitting in that film room, you literally have the opportunity to dissect your whole game. What am I not doing right as a player? Where I can take I think oftentimes us as players, right? We had this mindset like, man, can't nobody F with me. I'm the best, this and the third, right? And you should feel that way, right? But you should also have a sense of awareness to let you know where you realistically are as a player and what areas of your game need development. Because far too often, like me, I was always, man, I'm better than this guy, I'm better than that guy. When if I just would have turned on my own tape and said, well, what areas can you be better in, Corey? Simply put, what areas can you be better in? Oh, I could have got better. I could have been faster. I could have been stronger. My block destruction could have been better. My tackling could have been better. And so, I'm not harping on this guy here, but I'm saying like, hey man, go get your money. Go make your money. Go, ball is in the air. Everyone know it. The whole stadium know it. Ball is in the air. Go make a play on the ball. Go get the ball. Go get paid. Because if you pick this off and we high point this ball, if you looking for the ball, A, you don't run into your teammate. Wipe him out. But B, man, you high point this ball, you find this ball, there is no one here catching you. And that's just what separates the great programs from the average programs. Florida's been pretty average for the past couple of years. And I say that with no malice, no ill intent, but just truth. Okay, here we got this 5-man pressure coming. And they do a good job, man. They really do a good job just cradling his pocket with DJ. Like really not allowing him the opportunity to even think about rushing. Very good rush lane integrity. And this was a great play, man. Great play. Again, 3rd and 7. I really gotta hurry up. I really gotta hurry up. Let's see. Yeah, 16. Okay, 3rd and 7, man. 3rd and 7. Look at this angle that this nickel or whoever this is playing the slot. Look how he's gonna play this upfield shoulder. Okay, he's gonna run this little quick out, and they did try to create again. Here they actually tried to create a little rub route, trying to get him over here. Okay, timing was a little off, but it still frees the defender enough for Lagway to make this throw. But I think he does a good job. I think the defender right here does a good job standing on that upfield shoulder, tracking that shoulder, and then playing top down. Doing a beautiful job at playing top down and not whiffing on the tackle. Because a lot of times what you see guys do a great job at playing that upfield shoulder, right? And then they overrun it. They overrun it and they roll out of bounds, and the defender just rolls his ass up the sideline for a touchdown. So he does a good job staying on that upfield shoulder, and then also securing the tackle, bringing the boom on 3rd down, getting his sideline into it. Does a great job. Love to see it. Okay, we're at 3rd and 13. So, like we just said, USF on 3rd down, they got off the field. Okay. And granted, at this point in the game, I ain't even thinking about score. I'm just telling you the impactful plays, the plays that the stat sheet is not going to read. It might say a number, but it doesn't really lay out the moment, the circumstances, the scenarios for each one of these plays being made. 3rd and 13 situation. Why do I bring this play up? Because yes, they get off the field, right? After this is 4th and 13. They're going to punt the ball away. Understand that. However, again, it separates the good plays, or the average teams from the great teams. My Ohio States, my Caleb Downs, and again, it's not to belittle these guys or pull them down. I want to see them make the play. Go make the play. Like I said, go get paid. But I'm just saying, right? I'm gonna see Caleb Downs go up and make this play. Money. I'm about to be a difference maker right here, a game changer. I'm gonna see who's another safety right now in college football. Like I'm gonna see Earl Thomas. He gonna go Earl. No, I said Earl Thomas. Earl Little at Florida State. He gonna go make this play. Okay. Last year I'm gonna see Malachi Starks from UGA go make that play. I'm gonna see. I'm trying to show y'all I know ball, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna see a lot of guys go make these plays. Simply put. That's difference makers. And because in that situation, of course, it's not so much of the yardage. It's not so much of it's the momentum. Season the momentum. We need some juice. I need somebody to deliver some juice. Okay. A few more plays. We're in another third and 3 situation. What is USF doing? Getting off the field. Getting off the field. Now, granted, here at some point during the exchange, we had Florida go and score a touchdown. I didn't have that play on here. Didn't really think it of any importance, being that that they still lost the game. 2nd and 7 situation. I thought this was great. I thought Florida did a great job at rushing 4 guys. Only rushed 4 guys. Probably their best 4-man rush of the evening. I think dropping this jack or this edge right here, whatever you want to call this jack back or edge, sealing him or dropping him out to a flat kind of disrupted the communication. of this offensive line, and that freed up. I say freed up, but really this guy just won his block. Did a good job getting the lean around the edge. Okay. And just playing ball. That's kind of the intensity that they needed to play with all night. 3rd and 8 situation, a drop. Man, I'm sure if Florida coaching staff just showed 3rd down, man, alone, like kind of how I'm doing tonight. If they would have made half of these 3rd down plays, whether it's on defense or offense, they would have had the opportunity to win this game. Because I mean, you catch this ball, you're in the red zone, or at least right there on the fringe of the red zone. Maybe another field goal. They lost by a point. Maybe another, or excuse me, 2 points or whatever. So I mean, just one of those things. One of those things. 2nd and 10. It's a flag. Again, screen game. What I mentioned earlier. Screen game. Screen game. But more important than that right here on this play, look at this, man. Look at this. At the point he caught the ball, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys in his general vicinity that should and could have made this play. But he slips 2 tackles, slips 3 up the sideline to put him in field goal range with 1 minute and 50-something seconds left to go in this game. And that's history, That is history. We're going to run this ball. They're going to do the same play 3 times in a row. Quarterback keeper, as you can see. And then we're going to come out here. We're going to kick this field goal. We are going to win the game. Just like that. That was a great job storytelling, right? I know. Look at these guys. But so when you ask the question, when you're sitting and watching the game, you ask the question, you say, how did USF beat Florida? Right? That is how. They did a great job on 3rd down on both sides of the ball. They created some explosive plays out of, plays that, initially, like screen games, quarterback keepers. They did it. They didn't really. USF really didn't do anything fancy in the run game. They had some counters, some dark game, inside zones, some zones, but not a lot of crazy trickery. I think they just showed more discipline. They showed more assignment-based football execution and what they were coached to do, and that just put them in the best position to come out and win this game. So, guys, that is how USF beat Florida. I appreciate you guys for watching. I think that and before I leave for the night, I think that USF. Let's see. I think USF loses to Miami tomorrow. At the same time, as good as a run as I think USF is having right now to start the season off, I think Miami beats them by a pretty measurable score. I don't think it's going to be close. I think Miami is going to be a little bit too much for South Florida. You heard it here first, though. And then a few other matchups. We got Texas A&M, Notre Dame. I like Texas A&M to win that game. I think Notre Dame is great. Don't think they had the offensive prowess to compete with Texas A&M this season. Marcel Reed coming into his 2nd year as a starter-ish, year and a half, whatever you want to call it. I don't think they have enough to beat Texas A&M. I think Texas A&M is on the road there, so that's going to be a big advantage. But I still feel like can't remember the coach's name, but I still feel like Texas A&M head coach does a good job keeping that team prepared to come in and win. Florida and LSU, like I said, we're going to see how Florida decides to bounce back in, coming off an embarrassing loss to USF. I think they come out and they play LSU better than what people will suspect. I still feel like LSU will come away with the win. And I hate that for Billy Napier because I really like him as a head coach. But in this sport, somebody has to lose. Somebody got to lose. So I like LSU. I'll say by 2 scores and at least 10 points. I like LSU to win that game. Um, I think that's some of the big headlines. We got Georgia and Tennessee. I'm really not, impressed by either one of those teams to start the season off. Georgia is just kind of been like one of those. I think Georgia has these past few years just been keeping their head above water in terms of reputation from what Kirby built since joining them. But I gotta I like to form my own opinions, but I did agree with something I heard. What's his name? Greg McElroy say on SVP tonight, and that is Georgia doesn't really present a lot of vertical pass game. So it's gonna be something interesting to know. That's pretty much all the matchups. Let me get out of here before my computer dies. I appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Um, let's get to like 1,000 views by 1,000 subscribers by Christmas. I think that's pretty doable. Nah, let's say 1,000 subs by Halloween. That's pretty doable. I'm gonna start doing some giveaways and stuff like that. Keep it fun, keep you watching, keep you engaged. I appreciate you guys. Have fun watching the games this weekend. Drop it in the comments. Interact with me on social media and tell me what you thought about these matchups. I appreciate you guys.